Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome. Today, baby. Well, if you're new here, hello, my name is Joshua. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for stopping by again, period, baby. Hopefully you're thoroughly entertained, which you should be. Today, tonight, yeah. I'm going to be reacting slash we're going to be watching How is Wicked Connected to the Wizard of Oz by Bopping. Bopping. Yes, so shout out to the YouTube. So shout out to the YouTube channel Bopping. Um, no Tino. No Tino Shay. I already know how it's connected. I'm pretty sure most of us know because it's the beginning. It's how she became wicked. But in, but anyways, let's still. But anyways, they're obviously going to give us some more. What is okay? But anyways, either ways, they're going to show us all the connections, the different connections girl and everything else. What she said? Hold up.
The Wicked gives a different perspective of the story in The Wizard of Oz, and how they connect, the timeline, and many other interesting parallels between the two will all teach you.
Period. What she said. Yeah. So how is Wicked connected to the Wizard of Oz? Period. So, anyways, let's go ahead and dive. No shit. I'm gonna get rid of these captions. So, anyways, let's go ahead and dive on in, child, because I seen the movie Wicked, and I love the silver shoes. I never knew the silver shoes was in. I want to watch the Wizard of Oz now. I want to watch the Wizard of Oz myself to like look at the connections, to look and see the connections and this, that, and the third or whatever. But yes, I never knew those silver shoes that was supposed to be Elphaba's. I never knew that they was in the original. Yeah, I think the original, The Wizard of Oz. I think she's going to talk about it. I think I seen because I seen a short. I seen a little short about it. Yeah, and Glenda had I seen Wicked. It's on Peacock, bitch. I love that movie. Glenda had those red heels, girl. She had the red heels. So she gave him the Elphaba first. Elphaba had the red heels first, but she didn't wear them. She handed them to her like she touched them, but she didn't wear them. Whatever. But yes, Elphaba had those red heels first. Period. A Easter egg. It's an Easter egg. Yeah, I like that.
Everything and more.
And then come to find out, Glenda is the one that gave her that fucking hat. Girl, Glenda wasn't shit. But at the same time, Glenda stole the motherfucking show. Ariana was fucking hilarious in this movie, bitch. She was fucking hilarious, girl. Girl, I was so tired. That scene, I was cackling at that scene, girl. She was trying to make her a fucking ball gown and shit. Girl, that had me cackling.
You need to understand as we break down the between the Wicked gives a different perspective of the story in The Wizard of Oz, and how they connect, the timeline, and many other interesting parallels between the two will all teach you everything and more you need to understand as we break down the connection between Wicked and The Wizard of Oz. The 1939 musical The Wizard of Oz is a story many grew up with, and which the media have expanded on over the years. It's based on the 1900 children's novel of the same name by Frank Baum. Wicked is based on the Broadway musical written by Winnie Holzman, which was also loosely inspired by the 1995 novel Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West by Gregory Maguire. So they might be very similar regarding the characters and storyline, but their timeline ultimately evolves into each other. And the connection between these two great movies is everything and more as we explain it all in great detail. Starting from the beginning.
Oh wow.
They might be very the life and times of on the Broadway musical written by Winnie Holzman, which was also loosely inspired by the 1995 novel Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West by Gregory Maguire. So they might be very similar regarding the characters and storyline.
And they fell the poppies, the poppies, the flowers. Yeah, cause those were poppies in the movie. Cause Elphaba. Oh well, and this is I gotta put it in the beginning. But yes, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Cause in the Wicked movie, Elphaba she cannot control her powers, and she just got well, she got different types of power. Shit, she slammed the flowers down and they started floating like they just showed, and everybody fell asleep except for the dude. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. He kind of has like a female name, kind of. I forgot his name. Shit. Or it's one of those names that could be for a boy and a girl. But anyways, I see. This is why I want to watch this. I want to watch this movie now. Like I obviously seen it, but it was a long time ago. It was when I was a child. But yeah, they fell asleep in the poppies, and I also seen Oz the Great and Powerful. Girl, watching it now, girl, like girl, girl, CG, it's girl, CGI through and through, girl, just CGI through and through. However, I still liked some of the scenes. I still like some of it. I still like it was like okay. It was. I watched it on Disney Plus, but yes, it was still just in case if anyone wanted to know. And it was okay. I liked it. I liked it. Like it was. I liked it. And they had this in the movie too. Said something about it was the a field of poppies, something like that. And if you fall asleep in it, you'll never wake up. But apparently, in this movie, they woke up. You know.
but their timeline ultimately evolves into each other. And the connection between these two great movies is everything and more as we explain it all in great detail. Starting from the beginning of the timeline, let's make a graphical illustration of Wicked and then The Wizard of Oz, which will make our explanation flow even better as we go on. The timeline of The Wizard of Oz is a couple of weeks in the time frame of Wicked, which spans many years. The Wizard of Oz goes pretty smoothly, starting
Yeah.
with Dorothy dropping in and landing on the Wicked Witch of the East. From there, Glinda meets Dorothy, gives her the shoes, and then Dorothy goes on a journey to meet the wizard. On the journey to the wizard,
Yeah, and that's the thing, cause I'm like, cause I'm guessing, cause I rewatched it, not the whole thing, but I rewatched certain scenes. But cause Glinda did say, so I'm guessing they were teenagers. To me, I'm guessing they were teenagers in the movie Wicked, because Glinda, cause a girl came up and asked, "Weren't y'all friends?" And she said, "Yes, but you have to understand that was a long time ago." So yeah, ugh, bitch. Elphaba play her. I'm ready for Wicked Part Two. Elphaba play her role. Elphaba had the channel Nicki Minaj. She said, "If you want me to be the bad guy, I'll be the bad guy." That's the last time you're gonna see a motherfucker do the rock game like me. Do the bad guy. Do the wicked witch like me. That's the last time you. Y'all know what I mean. Shit.
which was meant to be a short trip so she could go back home. Dorothy meets the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Wicked Witch, also tortures her along the way until she eventually meets the wizard, melted the Wicked Witch, till she gets to go home, which ended happily for Dorothy. Interestingly, Wicked starts from where the Wizard of Oz ends, where we learn that the Wicked Witch of the West is called Elphaba, and Dorothy has just melted her with the townspeople celebrating her demise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, Ariana. She said yes. The Wicked Witch of the West is dead. And apparently, and oh yeah, and in the beginning, it shows them. Well, y'all probably seen the trailer and already seen the movie, but yes, this girl right here, Miss Stein, Dorothy got Elphaba's broom. I was like, oh, I was like, you tricked. But let me hush. Like, she doesn't understand. She doesn't know the whole story. Glinda, I'm pretty sure Glinda did not tell her the whole story. So, but yes, girl. Yes, girl. Elphaba said, "You want to make me the bad guy? That's the last time you're gonna see the bad guy do the rock game like me." I need to, I need to do a throwback Thursday. I need to do a throwback Thursday to Chun Li. I need to do that. Anywho,
Then Glinda, the Good Witch, comes to greet them and uses the opportunity to tell them how she and Elphaba knew each other. She started by telling how Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, was born green because her mother cheated on her father, the governor of Munchkinland, after drinking a green elixir. Elphaba's mother also shares another daughter, Nessa Rose, with her father, who prefers Nessa Rose, the Wicked Witch of the East, who turns out to be the family's prized possession.
that's what the fuck I was thinking. That's what the fuck I was thinking. Because in Oz the Great and Powerful, they're sisters, not Glinda. Glinda, I guess, is just like a random. No tea, no shade. Glinda is like a random or whatever. She's not a sister. But I remember, yeah, because it was in a short. It was in a YouTube short. Yeah, it said the wizard. Yeah, it said Elphaba's. Well, the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, the Wicked Witch of the West is said her sister, and Nessa Rose is Wicked Witch of the West's sister. So what the fuck? And at the end of the movie, Wicked, their dad, the governor, I guess that's not Elphaba's dad, but whatever. The governor, he ends up dying by a heart attack. I'm pretty sure he dies. I'm pretty sure he does. So I'm guessing that's going to push her over. That's going to push her over to the edge. And but wait, but Glinda, I guess Glinda becomes her friend because she had wore the red slippers, the red heels. Or maybe she stole them from Glinda. Oh my god. So she's going to become evil also. I gotta watch The Wizard of Oz. How the fuck? I'm pretty sure they're going to explain it. Does Glinda summon the tornado and summon the house to land on top of her? Because I thought the Wicked Witch of the West summoned the house. However, come to find out, the house landed on her sister, so I'm pretty sure she didn't summon it, or it was an accident to land on her sister. But bitch,
Most witch of the Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, was born green because her mother cheated on her father, the governor of Munchkinland, after drinking a green elixir. Elphaba's mother also shares another daughter, Nessa Rose, with her father, who prefers Nessa Rose, the Wicked Witch of the East, who turns out to be the family's prized possession. Most of the interesting, emotional, and intriguing parts of the story Glinda tells the townspeople about Glinda and Elphaba happen mainly at Shiz University. The sisters Elphaba and Nessa Rose, along with Glinda, were all in attendance at this school, and Elphaba and Glinda ended up being paired as roommates. At the beginning of their relationship, they hated each other until they started warming up to themselves and becoming friends. Also, at this university, a couple of love triangles took place for some character connections, with the most important one being with Fiyero among the two roommates. Glinda
yeah, Fiyero. Don't see no shade. It's kind of like Fiera. Like I know Fiera. That's like feminine. That's more feminine. Fiero. Okay, yeah, that's kind of okay. Mm.
is in love with Fiyero, who doesn't share the same feelings as he's in love with Elphaba. However, Nessa loves a munchkin called Bok, who loves Glinda, so it's more like a love trapezium. But beneath all these matters of the heart was a much stronger drama that has to do with the government trying to stop the animals of Oz from speaking. And Elphaba is a strong advocate against the policy the government is trying to enforce. Now, the first connection we will make to the Wizard of Oz is that Elphaba frees a lion cub cub in a cage in a classroom, which then becomes the cowardly lion in the
Shut the fuck up. Oh, this was definitely. Oh, yes. Oh, this was definitely a long time ago. Oh my god. Damn, bitch. Elphaba been evil for a hot ass minute. Been wicked for a hot ass minute. Ooh, I gotta blow my nose.
Wizard of Oz. As the wicked timeline continues, Elphaba and Glinda are invited to meet the wizard they realize is causing this harm. Then, defying gravity happens, and Act 1 of the play ends here.
Period. And they did that shit. Period. Girl, cause right when she was talking about the lion, I was thinking, is that the cowardly lion? Is she gonna say that? And she said it, bitch.
There was a time jump between Acts 1 and 2.
Exactly. Exactly. Look at her. Look at her. Shit.
Which began 2 years later. Elphaba visited Nessa and gave her slippers superpowers so she could walk again. However, that's when Bok leaves Nessa because he realized Act 1 of the play ends here. There was a time jump between Acts 1 and 2, which began 2 years later. Elphaba visited Nessa and gave her slippers superpowers so she could walk again. However, that's when
No tea, no shade. Maybe well, I guess they'll show it. Okay, well, bitch, this is gonna be a spoiler alert for me, child. Cause I seen some of the play, some clips of the play and shit, and everything that was in the Wicked movie came from the play. Like everything. Obviously, it's a movie, so there's more, but whatever. Damn, girl. Shout out to Andina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, and shout out to everyone else that played Elphaba and Glinda, and that was just in the Wicked plays. The Wicked plays, yeah, girl. And Adina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth was also in the movie, girl. And I like that. I was like, that's on period. Uh, uh, uh. But okay, well, spoiler alert for all of us for part two. That's not out yet. But whatever. They got a part two for the play, so yeah. So yeah, spoiler alert.
Bok leaves Nessa because he realizes she no longer needs him. But the drama intensifies after Nessa puts an accidental spell on Bok to make him lose his heart. And that's when Bok becomes the Tin Man we initially established in The Wizard of Oz. The government goes after Elphaba and wants to capture her, so they use Nessa as bait to put her in danger. For this, they summon a storm, which causes a twister and a house to fall on Nessa, leading to her demise, and that causes a
Bitch,
Nessa
shut
as
the fuck up.
heart. And that after Nessa puts an realizes she no longer needs him. But the drama intensifies after Nessa puts an accidental spell on Bok to make him lose his heart. And that's when Bok becomes the Tin Man we initially established in The Wizard of Oz. The government goes after Elphaba and wants to capture her, so they use Nessa as bait to put her in danger. For this, they summon a storm, which causes a twister and a house to fall on Nessa, leading to her demise, and that becomes exactly the timeline where The Wizard of Oz begins. As we've explained earlier, Glinda meets Dorothy and gives her
So the government bitch, Madame Morrible. You fucking bitch. Cause Madame Morrible can control the weather. She told Elphaba that weather has always been her specialty. You fucking bitch. Oh my god. Unless it was an accident, she didn't mean to like land the house on top of Nessa. Girl, oh well. Oh, at the end of the day, it's all y'all fault. Y'all made Elphaba who she is. Y'all made her the bad guy. Oh my fucking god.
Nessa's slippers, and the story goes from there to the year, and that becomes exactly the timeline where the Wizard of Oz begins. As we've explained earlier, Glinda meets Dorothy and gives her Nessa's slippers, and the story goes from there to the end of the Wizard of Oz. Since Nessa has been gotten rid of, Elphaba moves to protect her love, Fiyero. So, to protect Fiyero, Elphaba puts a spell on him, which accidentally turns Fiyero into the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. But the story gets even more fascinating from there, as Elphaba captures Dorothy to get her sister's shoes back, and that's precisely where the two timelines meet up. Dorothy, in turn, melts Elphaba, and the story of the Wizard of Oz ends with Elphaba passing away, with the people celebrating Dorothy's return home, which was
Well,
with
shit, she
Elphaba
wanted her sister's
to get her
shoes.
sister's. It's even more fascinating. So, to of Oz. Since Nessa has been gotten rid of, Elphaba moves to protect her love, Fiyero. So, to protect Fiyero, Elphaba puts a spell on him, which accidentally turns Fiyero into the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. But the story gets even more fascinating from there, as Elphaba captures Dorothy to get her sister's shoes back, and that's precisely where the two timelines meet up. Dorothy, in turn, melts Elphaba, and the story of the Wizard of Oz ends with Elphaba passing away, with the people celebrating.
But wait a minute. Cause after Elphaba got melted, after Elphaba melted, there was a horseman. I thought that was Fiore. Fiyero. I thought that was Fiyero riding on that horse, like riding on the horse away because in the movie he's riding on a horse. Like he's seen on a horse, I think, in two different scenes. So I thought that was him at the beginning of the movie riding away from the castle. Like he, girl, I'm fucking tired, y'all. I'm tired. Oh, bitch, I'm tired. Oh, goodness.
Dorothy's return home, which was a happy ending in The Wizard of Oz. But that's exactly where the twist began in Wicked, because it doesn't end here in the timeline. After Elphaba melts, Glinda discovers all that's left is a hat and the green elixir, and she puts together the fact that the wizard was Elphaba's father this whole time, which is how Elphaba has her magical powers. The story in Wicked ends with Fiyero, the Scarecrow, knocking on the door where Elphaba melted and realizing that she had faked her demise. With the plot twist, Fiyero and Elphaba ride off into the sunset happily ever after, with no one ever finding out, which is an entirely different turnout from what we learned in The Wizard of Oz. While The Wizard of Oz is a simple
Well, and you know what? I've been saying that. I've been saying that. I should have been made a a video on TikTok. My Wicked review. I should have been did my review on Wicked on TikTok and shit. I should have been did that. But I was hoping because even though it's been years, I was still hoping. Oh my god, I'm fucking tired, bitch. I was fucking hoping that Elphaba faked her death. Cause first of all, because I've been wondering, like, y'all, I'm so dead ass serious. I've been wondering because they said in the movie, like they played it in the movie, like they did a little Easter egg for it. It started to rain, and Madame Morrible was standing with Elphaba, and she was like, "Oh no, we can't get you wet. We must not get you wet or whatever." I was just, girl, I was thinking and wondering, bitch, like what does Elphaba not can she not wash? I mean, come on now. I've been thinking like does she not have to can she not does she doesn't have to take baths? Oh, I'm still gonna watch. I'm still ready for Wicked Part 2, bitch. Oh my gosh, she faked her death and I'm glad. I'm glad. That's on period. That's on motherfucking period. Cause bitch, I was hoping that she faked her death. I was hoping that she did some type of spell. And I really did. I said it. I was hoping that she did a spell to fake her death. Damn. And she did.
Simple story of good and evil, Wicked retells the story by adding moral ambiguity. Now, we will answer many questions that have continued to confuse viewers about The Wizard of Oz and Wicked. Although many people have seen The Wizard of Oz, a lot are just getting to learn about this great classic from the latest loose adaptation of the story Wicked. So this has prompted most people to ask if they need to watch The Wizard of Oz before hitting the cinema for Wicked, and the simple answer is no. However, The Wizard of Oz is considered one of the greatest films of all time, and no one would want to pass on an opportunity to have a look at such a historical piece. It also holds a very memorable significance. The film was produced when Hollywood started to transition from black and white to Technicolor, and that's what made Dorothy step into color as soon as she entered the land of Oz. By watching The
Oh
Wizard of
yeah.
Oz before Wicked, you can familiarize yourself of Oz. By watching The Wizard of Oz before Wicked, you can familiarize yourself with the setting and story and see the differences between the two films. Also, Wicked contains many Easter eggs that can only be picked up by someone who has seen and remembered the iconic moments of The Wizard of Oz. However, all you need to know about Wicked's narrative is that there is an evil witch of the West and a good witch named Glinda the Good. The film dives into their shared past and how their reputations don't match reality. Wicked isn't quite a standard to any other the reputation named Glinda the Good. The film dives into their shared past and how their reputations don't match reality. Wicked isn't quite a standard to any other The Wizard of Oz story, and there are quite a few of them, but rather a revisionist prequel that imagines a more complex environment than we see in other Oz films and literature. Also, because the timeline can be confusing, many have wondered if Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz, and the answer will further enlighten us on the timeline of these two movies. Wicked is based on a Broadway musical, the second highest grossing Broadway musical ever. However, this Broadway musical is adapted from Gregory Maguire's novel titled Wicked. The Wicked movie is in two parts and will conclude in parallel to The Wizard of Oz, as we've illustrated earlier, and there are some details from the original that will be missing. Although it's the same setting, Wicked just used The Wizard of Oz as an inspiration to launch a new meaning and story that diverted from the original. Also,
Yeah.
Gregory's
Yeah.
novel is much darker and more complicated than the Broadway musical and the film. Although
Oh
many
shit.
references from the original movie and book can be found in Wicked, the film found ways to create its own lore that is easy to follow even without seeing The Wizard of Oz. Some details from the novel that
True.
were missed in the original movie were included in Wicked, one of which is the silver slippers that Dorothy wears, but they original movie were included in Wizard of Oz. Some details from the novel that were missed in the original
When did oh I don't think I've seen then again I think I have seen this. I'm pretty sure this is like this has to be a picture or something.
original movie were included in Wicked, one of which is the silver
Because this right here I've seen this. I've seen this picture. Or then again it's like it's a little teaser, a tiny teaser or whatever. I've seen this.
silver slippers that Dorothy wears, but they were changed to red to show off the vibrance of Technicolor and stand in contrast to the yellow brick road. Interestingly enough, there are many timelines in the Wicked and the Wizard of Oz franchises, all of which have unique story arcs. The Wizard of Oz books have inspired other stories and birthed new parallel timelines. Baum, who wrote the novels, intended to create a modern American fairy tale, and he got it just right. The lore that has come out of Baum's books has been remixed and rearranged many times. His novels deal with the wizard as a shameless con man, a polished salesman who genuinely helps Dorothy and her group of outcasts. This wizard is also a trickster who can successfully fool the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow into self-confidence, which they all don't have. In the book, the Tin Man can be perceived as very empathetic, the Cowardly Lion is brave from the start, and the Scarecrow is highly intelligent. Still, they all have one thing in common. They have no belief in themselves. The wizard persuades the three to accept the values they openly exhibited throughout the book using his theatrical abilities, because practically every character in The Wizard of Oz is fooled by their illusions and can only reach their full potential after believing the right kind of lie, and the film investigates the power of narrative. To make the Emerald City appear more bright than it is, the wizard requires that all residents and tourists wear green eyewear. Baum's concept of a mythical realm with witches, wizards, scarecrows, and cornfields merged parts of the past to create something new, much like George Lucas did with Star Wars. Due to popular demand, Baum wrote wizards wear green eyewear. Baum's concept of a mythical realm with witches, wizards, scarecrows, and cornfields merged parts of the past to create something new, much like George Lucas did with Star Wars. Due to popular demand, Baum wrote numerous sequels to The Wizard of Oz, but his initial narrative was surprisingly influential. Wicked reframes the Wicked Witch as a misunderstood figure while reinterpreting the wizard as an apparent reframes the Oz Wars. Due to popular demand, Baum wrote numerous sequels to The Wizard of Oz, but
I did not know that.
his initial narrative was surprisingly influential. Wicked reframes the Wicked Witch as a misunderstood figure while reinterpreting the wizard as an apparent monster bent on conquering Oz through devious methods. If Wicked has your curiosity in the Land of Oz, there are other adaptations for newfound Oz fans to appreciate. One of the best and most underappreciated is the 1985 film Return to Oz, which combines two of Baum's book sequels into a compelling drama about Dorothy returning to discover the Emerald City in ruins. Dorothy recruits another group of
Oh, this is on Disney Plus. I didn't watch it because I wanna see the Wizard of Oz. They need to get the Wizard of Oz on Disney Plus, but I think that's Warner Bros. So it's on Max. It's on Max.
of outcasts and sets out to restore the land. Still, the picture is full of strange, unnerving scenes, reminiscent of a horror film for children, and features some of the best visual effects on screen. However, the most significant comparison in this franchise is the original film The Wizard of Oz and Wicked, in which the parallel timeline is critical in understanding how the story goes as we prepare for the second part of the film.
Period. Oh damn. Girl just ended like that. I'm tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me for just a moment.
Bitch. I'm ready. I'm ready for Wicked Part 2. I want to watch it, bitch. But girl, that's what I was hoping for. Yes. Elphaba, yes, baby. Elphaba is still alive. She faked her death, period. Oh my goodness. That was interesting. No tea, no shade. I kind of want to read the book Wicked. I do. I'm interested in reading it. And not only that, but girl said it was darker. Oh, bitch. Oh, my. my goodness. Did I give it a like?
Wicked gives a different perspective.
Excuse me. Shout out to Bopping, baby. Shout out to them. Oh my god, I had no fucking idea. Just like I had no idea, bitch. Just like I had no idea Ariana Grande's now fiance, Ethan Slater, was gonna be in the movie, girl. I was so tired. I don't remember seeing him in the trailer. So yeah. I was like, oh bitch, he's in the movie. And just yeah. No tea, no shade. I'm guessing this is where they fell in love. But girl, yeah, shout out to Bopping. Bippity boppity boo. I want to see The Wizard of Oz. I want to read the book Wicked and look up the other books. Look up the other books that are sequels to The Wizard of Oz. Oh my goodness. That is just fucking crazy. Yes, Avengers Doomsday now in production. I reacted to that. Yeah, I reacted to that. Girl, oh my goodness. But I don't know how they're gonna. But they said unless the Scarecrow. Oh, I guess the Scarecrow. He like finished. He finished his journey with Dorothy, cause Dorothy went back home, and I'm guessing Scarecrow went back to Elphaba's palace castle. Cause if you pay attention, if you watch the movie again, Elphaba. If you watch the movie, Elphaba has a castle. The flying monkeys working for her now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're working for her, and she has a castle. Like you could see the castle. It's like she got okay. She built herself a castle and shit. So yeah, yeah, castle. Yeah, mansion, palace, girl, cathedral, shit. Yeah, yeah. Um, who was that horseman though? I guess part two is going to do something a little different. Then again, maybe not. I'm pretty sure. I guess there's. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's more than one horseman. So you know, uh, but I'm guessing the Scarecrow. This is fucking crazy. So when Dorothy went back home, I'm guessing the Scarecrow went back to the castle and looked for Elphaba. So Fiora, so that nigga was cheating on Glinda because they said that there's a wedding, like Glinda got married. There's like a little teaser or something. They said Glinda got married, so I mean, even if they didn't get married, that nigga cheated. That nigga is cheating on Glinda. Is going to cheat on Glinda. And no tea, no shade. I guess Madame Morrible is still alive because I never heard of a Madame Morrible. So I was seriously thinking. She's gonna die in part two or somewhere along in part two. She probably will die in part two. Oh my goodness. See, and there you go, Miss Mojo, the timeline of Wicked and the Wizard of Oz. And they got I'm fucking tired. This was bittersweet because this was major spoilers. Major spoilers. Girl, for all of us watching, girl, for major spoilers, unless you've read the books and watched the plays and yeah, whatever. But yeah, bitch. Girl, again, shout out to Bopping, girl. This was fucking interesting. I love this. I loved this. Girl. Still bittersweet though. Either way, girl, I'm still gonna watch Wicked Part 2 when it comes out on Peacock. Oh my goodness. But thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. Shout out to Bopping. Support them if you want to. Support me. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you want to. I can't make y'all do shit y'all don't want to do. Only if you want to. But anyways, thank y'all again. Hopefully y'all were entertained and y'all were as surprised as me, bitch. Oh my god. But yes, anyway, remember to love and take care of yourselves emotionally, physically, verbally, spiritually, and mentally. Bye. See y'all later.